It's the Nutty Podcast, pull up a seat. Peanut and Skip Star Hopper bringing that heat. We're diving deep in the games we play. Conspiracies lurking every single day. Talking about life now, ain't that neat? Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Join us as we journey through pixels and lore. From self-growth tips to world events galore. Gaming discussions, nothing's off the table. Grab your controller, we're ready and able. It's a wild ride, no need to stable. Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Peanut and Skip, we're here to stay. Join us on this ride, come laugh today. It's the Nutty Podcast, pull up a seat. Peanut and Skip Star Hopper bringing that heat. We're diving deep in the games we play. Conspiracies lurking every single day. Talking about life now, ain't that neat? Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal. Join us as we journey through pixels and lore. From self-growth tips to world events galore. Gaming discussions, nothing's off the table. Grab your controller, we're ready and able. It's a wild ride, no need to stable. Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine. Unraveling theories with laughter and kind. From gaming to growth, we keep it real. So tune in right now, let's start the reveal.
What's up, guys? Welcome in to the Nutty Podcast. How's everybody doing, guys? Welcome into the debut episode. If you guys already know who I am Peanut. I go by Peanut22 on all my socials. I'm accompanied by Skip Star Hopper. So, guys, little background behind this. I want to start something different, be unique on my channel, and bring everybody that has helped me get here actually keep growing, especially with all the collabs I tried doing. This is a different feel from what I'm used to, so take it with a grain of salt. This might come off a little bit bad, but we try working as we can. So this debut episode might be a little bit off, but we're working at it. What's up, Sauce? Not at all. I wish there was some football brothers that do the same thing. The Kelseys.
Which, funny enough, I actually did somewhat podcast
He's muted? Hold on, hold on. Let's see. I did not mute you, but try it again. Or very, very low. Let's see. See, that's why it's the first one. They're still saying your mic. Yeah, I have his audio clearly coming out. So nothing. All right, give me 1 second. No. You're going through Discord right now, but all the audios on Discord are good. Here, let me bump you up max on Discord. All right, guys. How about this one? Go ahead, skip. See, you can't be a streamer with their. You can't be a streamer without issues. Let's see. Let's see. What's up with this collab mic? You might have. This makes no sense though, because we always play like this, and your audio always comes through. All right, let's see. Let's go through the collab cam again.
Okay.
Are you able to mute me through the collab cam?
I don't believe so. No, I can only mute myself, I believe. Hold on, let me. Oh yeah, everything should be working.
Yeah, what's funny is that we always stream like this, where I have his audio coming out through my secondary mic.
Ed. Oh, you can't even hear me. Okay, hold on. Alright, let me just double check Discord then.
Let me double check this. My dogs keep barking. Okay, I bumped up your volume.
Yeah, mine's going through my GoXR like normal. Everything seems to be working.
All right, is that better for you guys?
A tad better, a little more. You usually
Do it? That's weird. I muted myself. Bit better. Let's see. Why do I hear an echo? Which mic is it? That's really weird. We've always gamed like this, separate from our normal stuff. This is weird Streamlabs. So Stream OBS wants us to go through a stream collab cam. That's why we're doing it through this system versus what we would normally do. You hear an echo? Okay. see. It's weird because it took us a while and it looked like the settings were fine. I guess we should have ran a test earlier. See, you can't be a real streamer without issues. At least the song came out fine. How's everybody doing? Sounding better on Twitch? This. Do I gotta play with these settings again? What's going on? Okay, let me switch your mics.
Yeah, that might work.
I should have ran a test first.
You think? That's what I was trying to tell you. Be in here like 2 hours before so we can get this shit done. That's why we got the cameras working.
That's true.
Hell, I'm coming through, but it sounds like shit.
I think I got double mic on here. All right, go ahead.
Hello.
All right, Fruity, how's that sound?
Sounds like I'm speaking through an old wired telephone in the 1990s.
All right, so I guess I should have switched mics at that point. All right, so guys, going back to what it was, I want to start something where my community's been growing, been trying something different, not just in the gaming aspect, but everybody I've met, everybody has helped me grow and has grown with me. It's a different feel. That's why I want to bring Skip on. I've known Skip for a while already, and just going from where we were just gaming, met each other through same communities, and just kept playing with each other. Just as weird as that sounds, because everything comes off wrong.
Why you had nobody thought that until you said it.
It's two
You
guys.
were already talking about video games. You're like, you know, playing with each other. Oh, I don't mean it that way. Nobody thought that till you said it.
It's two guys, and you got a bunch of guys in the chat. Someone's gonna think it.
In the context, you were talking about video games. Save it for Mel, Peanut. Save it for Mel.
Save for Mel. But other than that, we've been playing a lot of different games together. We've been growing. We helped each other with. I know I helped Skip out become an affiliate. Many different people we met, many different communities. We keep growing, and we just want to keep bringing people up.
True, Fruity. That is why he's Peanut.
It's true. I'm always full of shenanigans. I know Skip has had a huge amount.
You're the biggest troll. Can we talk about the fact that you almost got us in trouble with an actual movie production company?
All right, guys, let's talk about this one. So,
luckily, hold on, for context, luckily they didn't contact me or Peanut, right? So we never got on the radar of what happened. However, do you care to explain what happened exactly?
So what Skip's talking about is that I was invited by Blumhouse Studios, the one who usually does scary movies, a lot of movies that go not mainstream, but they're really well known for their horror movies. And they're making a game for the first time. They're getting into that field of making games. And I was invited by Blumhouse to beta test their game. They did not specify that it is a closed beta. Closed beta, for context, is you're not allowed to really talk about it. You're not allowed to put it out there, any kind of media, anything about the game. You can do short clips that they accepted, but you cannot do full
Yeah,
streams of the game.
it was short media up to, I think it was like 3 minutes. I think that was like the longest video you can make about the game. But for context, a lot of people had the same issue. A lot of people had no context of it was closed, that they couldn't share it, that they couldn't stream it, what have you. And mind you, this wasn't Peanut really trolling, but somehow this is still a Peanut issue, which I had a lot going on that day. And when that happened, I got like low key pissed, but I knew it wasn't exactly his fault. Yes, I agree with that statement. Let's start a trend, hashtag boycott Peanut, on our first episode of the podcast.
That's a perfect way
Yeah.
to get your face stuck right there.
Yeah.
So,
so
I was not aware it was closed. So I was like, hey guys, they gave me a bunch of keys. Let's try it out together. We're streaming it, hanging out. A day or two later, Day Night Duo in the chat on Twitch actually got messaged about it. Got messaged because they know someone who worked in that studio about, hey, you cannot be posting all these videos on this thing. You can do short clips, but you have to take this stuff down. It's a closed beta, and they want to know what happened.
I don't think they knew the person. I think it's just the mere fact of like they have all their stuff, all their links, emails and stuff like that, and because they're more successful than we are, they were more likely to find them rather than us. And so it was, luckily they were very nice. They were super nice about it. It seemed like this was a very big issue with a bunch of people, so it wasn't just us. And they were like, oh, I think we fucked up. Don't worry about it. Just please take this down. And we all took the videos down, right? I mean, I know I did. I know Meloncast did. I'm assuming Peanut did.
No.
But yeah, it was a whole thing. And it was like, in the time it happened, my only thought was, only Peanut can get us in this kind of trouble.
And it was weird because I didn't get a message. Skip didn't get a message. The only ones that got a message was Day Night. But they were according to Cass, she's worked with that group of people before, so I guess that's why she got contacted. But I didn't get any message until Cass said, "What the fuck did you do?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get any message either.
I had no idea what she was talking about till I started reading on what she said. I was like, wait a minute, let me go back to these emails. The emails I had for these stream keys had no clear, concise information saying I could not stream this. All it said, here's the keys, have fun. So,
and mind you, I like the game. So like, kind of, a shout out to them, especially for, being chill about everything. It's like, I like it. I think eventually I'll play it. Maybe get some friends together. We might do it on stream and actually, when we're supposed to. But luckily nothing came of it. But still, it was just like, oh, poor Cass. she had to do damage control.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting day. I was still at work at that point. The job I was just recently at, which I just left, I'm starting a new job as of tomorrow. Still in the same field, but when I was at that job, I was getting messages from Cass. What the hell did you do? I was trying to read through all my emails. Not one was really like straight up saying, "Hey, this is what it is."
Yeah, it was funny because I was at work too, scrambling, and I couldn't log in on my phone, so I had to reset the password and everything. And then my whole stream was broken that night because I had to re-log into everything. I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? I just need to get this taken care of." Luckily, everything was taken care of, and we didn't hear anything else about it.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, that's just at least some shenanigans we deal with sometimes. That's a rare occasion that's actually only happened once so far. Hopefully that won't happen again. But Blumhouse,
yeah,
thank you for letting us play that game. Apologies for streaming it, which we shouldn't have, I guess, but we know now.
Yeah, luckily it was like, oh shit, all right, it's taken care of. But yeah, I think that's the only time we've had actually any issues streaming. Other than that, let's get back to you just being a troll, because I had to uninstall Repo because I don't know what it is. You in that game pisses me off more than any other game. And I know you're just trolling. And mind you, I say this, and Peanut's my boy. Like, this isn't anything mean to him, but I don't know what it is. It's like Repo makes me rage. And then I see Peanut go in. We were playing with his buddy Trader. Shout out Trader. He's also here on Twitch. I don't know if he's in chat or not. But he fucking locks in when we're in with Trader and his buddies, and he goes completely brain dead when it's me, Day Night Duo, the homies, and then knocks my ass out with teacups and shit, and then I die because he knocks me out into the monsters. Am I wrong?
So behind that, when I'm playing with Trader, I feel like I have to lock in a little bit harder versus with you guys. I feel you guys already do your thing. You guys already get the highest dollar. You guys get the best upgrades. Versus with them, I feel like I need to go wander a little bit more, go searching a little bit more bigger stuff. Try doing call outs like, hey guys, let's go this way, let's go this way. So when I'm playing there, I'm just doing my thing. Versus with you guys, I feel like I can relax a little bit more because the dollar amount you guys bring in, we're already doing pretty good at repo. So I gotta mess around a lot. I gotta jump in the car, do the little TikTok faces like, I'm crying, I'm in the thing, I want to uppies.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I start messing around a lot more because I'm more comfortable right there versus on the other team where I feel I need to do a little bit harder just to get us a little bit farther because we've gotten much farther just between us versus joining someone else's.
Well, so the funny thing about that is, so for those of you who don't know, I'm starting a Minecraft server where it's going to basically be it's Starhopper's survival series. And it's going to be like the Survivor game show. There's mini games and stuff. But here's the best part about it is I'm going to be like the game master, so I don't have to really deal with Peanut trolling so much. So I expect Peanut to go full troll in Minecraft, and I don't have to deal with the fallout. I have the power of God, so I feel like it will be pretty funny. We do have, I think, 6 confirmed yeses, so at the very least we have 6 participating players. We might potentially have 8. However, this isn't we're realistic. We're not all content creators. We know everyone has their own lives and stuff. So I'm not going to be streaming it on Twitch as much, but I'm going to be editing for YouTube videos. But like I told everyone who's joining, Peanut included, that you guys are free. The server will be open 24/7. You guys are free to record, stream, whatever you want. But we will be doing certain mini games where it could possibly I do one person at a time, or hopefully there's 2 things that I have set up for everyone to be there and everyone do the game at once. But that's yet to be determined. We'll figure all that out. But I do fully expect Peanut to be the biggest troll because there are add-ons in there through the actual Minecraft game. Now, this isn't like excessively modded where I'm getting random BS from the internet, right? These are all sanctioned. Yeah, Peanut, a troll? Never. Yes, so there's like boss fights and stuff, new items, new areas, stuff like that. So it should be pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and going with that, just every game we play, we keep making different decisions on what we like, what we don't like. We try playing together however we can. Like we've had many different games that we try with, like let's say Day Night Duo. That's usually our go-to team. We've been playing different games like Oh Dear. There's this game Oh Dear is a very weird but fun with the right people game. This game just it becomes an addiction no matter what game we try. If this game we just go all out, even if it's a trolley game, we go all out and actually have fun together. It's not just something that, oh, it's one and done. Sometimes, yes, we do play a couple different games that are just one and done because we just don't like it. We try getting
Mm.
common ground on whatever certain games so we can all have fun. It's not just, hey, we're gonna stream because it's just one thing that we're into. Yeah, we can still have our single days on streaming, but when we come into community days, we try finding that common ground because we try getting good content that we could do together. We're all content creators. We're all building from the ground up. Day Night Duo is a lot more established than we are, but we're still trying to grow as we are. That's why the Nutty podcast got developed. It's something that I'm developing within this brand that I want to create. There's something that I want to do hopefully in the near future where I create an LLC which I want to call Nutty Studios, which is going to be all my Nutty collabs, Peanut 22 on all my socials, any type of thing that I have, my Team Nutty website, anything with my guys right here, like Skip. I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna have a section for them on the website. I'm gonna have a section for them on Nutty Studios. Day Night if they want it. Chef Mike if you want it. Anybody that wants it, I'm gonna make a section. It's not gonna be a cost to you guys. It's just something I want to build and grow for actual streamers that want to grow, not just, hey, we want you to grow. We're gonna give you these fake AI bots to follow you, or we're gonna charge you so we can get your numbers up. That's not how it works. Sipor,
So
thank you
are
for
you
sharing that live. Also, thank you on that. All right, I know who you are. Go ahead, Skip.
are you aiming to make an actual Twitch team? Because I know like uh funny enough, going coming into Twitch, like the gateway for me to come into Twitch started with now Resident Naldo, but back in the day it was Not Your Parents GNS. They were part of, what was it, the CEOs of Screams. So
Yes.
are you aiming to make an actual like Twitch team then if you're starting an LLC and everything?
To hit the Twitch team, you have to be within a partner. I don't know if they
Hmm.
changed it because I know they've changed a lot of stuff to where you can make money as soon as you're become an affiliate versus hitting certain tiers. So it's kind of weird. As long as you
Mhm.
turn on the stream, now you don't really have to try as hard, which is really weird. So if I do get a chance to make a team, I do want to create a team like that where Team Nutty has always been my thing. So even
Yeah.
anybody that joins, I've seen people can be on multiple teams. I'm part of Streamer Zone right now, but if I can create that Team Nutty and just bring everybody that's helped me grow and anybody who wants to grow in there, that's something I would want to continue.
Okay. Yeah, so the aim is basically having a Twitch team, but not necessarily being Twitch team affiliated through Twitch itself.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
So
I know you have the Discord, which anyone who doesn't know, I think, do you have it down below? Let me see. Yes. No, you don't. You need to put your oh, you is that the link to it? It
yeah,
is the link. Okay, it's the picture. It's the picture for Discord down below. Um for the, was it the Nutty, yeah, Team Nutty Discord. Also, if you want to join the Starhopper Federation, I will have my Discord. My Discord is in my link and everything, but we're basically the same community.
and the thing with that is that we keep growing together. Basically, Discord's right there. If anybody wants to join, Chef Mike, how he said, Nutty Collabs is out there, which I'm gonna be doing a lot more with it. That's one thing that I want to do. I named it Nutty Collabs because everything's nutty around here. Play words from Peanut, but that's where I want to go and grow. So yeah, we can always do something. You guys can join, whatever it might be. It's all about growth, and it's not about, hey, we want your money to grow. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for people help me to grow. They didn't ask for a dollar. They didn't ask for anything from me. All they said, hey, you know what? You want to grow? Yeah, let's talk about it. And they helped me grow. They helped me build my community. They helped me build my stream, make it a little bit better. Anything that was having audio issues, I still have audio issues to this day, as you guys saw in the very beginning of stream. I do appreciate everybody who did give us their input and help us out, because this is the first debut of Nutty Podcast. We've never done it with the collab cam. We've always done it just gaming. We only had the one face, which is mine, on here, or Skip's on his. We never done this, so just doing this is different feel, and just doing this together, it's helping us grow. Being the first episode, I expected errors happening. I expected different things, but just whatever it might be, there's gonna be something to help people grow, and it's not just gonna be a podcast about gaming. It could be about any conspiracy going on, any kind of theory that we have about a game, anything that's going on. Like Skip, I want to introduce Skip of what he's doing in his life. There's one thing that he's been passionate about, which is about books, and that's one thing I want to give him the floor on.
You're not going to do the joke?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Yes, I'm writing a book which is a romantasy book. However, Peanut likes to make this joke about it being the Skippa Sutra, and he tells people this, and it's been a long running joke of his now. I'm like, no, it's not that, and it was all because no, it's not, Chef. It's not the Skippa Sutra. Listen, I got a couple of moves. That's it. I'm not going to share what they are, but they're what work for me. Okay, I can't write a full length book. It would be 2 pages. That's it, and one of the pages would just be pictures. Okay, but no, it all started from listening to audiobooks and just absolutely some of the worst books. And it's funny because I have some Twitch streams about it. There is a couple of books that were so bad that I was like, I can write better. And then I started writing, and it's just gone from there. And I think I'm on like chapter 3, but it's been a long process. I've been writing this book for almost a year now, and it's just like one thing after another, where it's like, oh, I like this one day, but then I don't like it the next day, and I edit it and I make it seem better. Or it's, oh, there's a plot hole, or oh, this doesn't make sense now for the context of the timeline. But yes, there is a I have the prologue in my Discord for everyone to read. The prologue is pretty much set. I might make a few changes later, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I'm currently trying to write this book, and I feel like I am a bit over my head, but at the same time, it's something I love to do as far as creating, and writing this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate that, Mike. But yeah, it's funny because I have my own editor too, which she's she's very constructive, because she's made comments about stuff that I've written where it's just like, I hate this man so much. You wrote him very well. You wrote him, so I hate this man. And I'm like, that's kind of what I was going for, but not the reasons why you hate this person. But I have a woman's feedback of the book I'm writing. So I have multiple opinions coming from different angles and personalities. So it should be pretty good once it's done. I'm not going to say it's going to be a #1 bestseller, but I feel like having the different perspectives from the people who are very curious and want to help with this book. Which, Peanut, have you read anything that I've written?
I haven't. That's
Okay,
why,
I'll have
I
to
keep
send
calling
you.
it Skip a Sutra.
You son of a bitch. We will both be done and feel better. Yeah, hopefully. I'll have to send it to you. I don't know how much you want to read, but I could just send you the prologue.
Yeah, I'll read that.
I'll do it after stream.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. It's just we help each other grow. He just wants to.
No, he wants tips from Mel, if we're being honest.
That's right. Where's Mel at? But yeah, it's just it's what it's about. It's growing. It's not just games. It's everything that's going on in life. The only thing I don't want to touch on the Nutty Podcast is politics. Politics is a very, very toxic toxic thing to talk about. So I want to stay away from politics as it is, but we can cover anything. If you guys want to throw in any input of what you want to hear us talk about, there's many things that we can talk about. We can talk about gaming theories, and just anything about a movie.
Well, to be clear, I
Your
think you
cam
mean
died.
like says still on for me. What did you do?
I haven't moved
I'm
anything.
still up and running. It's showing everything's working for me.
Let's see. Hold on. Show on stream. That was weird. All right. So basically, we can talk about anything. Which there's different things like Skip. Have you ever played Majora's Mask?
Yes, when I was a kid, which would have been like 20 years ago.
Do you remember Majora's Mask?
Very vaguely. I remember the mask. I know there's something about the moon and the moon having a weird, creepy face, and that's about it.
There's one theory that keeps populating about this game. One specific theory that a lot of people are very controversial about on what they believe. The theory behind
Okay.
it is Link dead?
Well, okay. I I would have to play the games again. I would have to actually know the story of the games. But if Link is actually dead, why is there so many games revolving around him? And also,
There
then why is there the theory that Link is actually the Doom Slayer?
a lot of different ones out there, and the thing is, there's different branch timelines when it comes to Zelda itself. It's all a dream of Zelda's. Interesting. What one theory is
I can
that
understand the dream. I can understand the dream aspect of it rather than him being dead, because like if if Zelda from what I remember, Zelda is like Princess Peach who just keeps getting kidnapped and she's kind of useless. Um, except for a few games, because I know she starts. I know like she's in like Super Smash Bros. She's a fighter, and I don't know where that comes from. But essentially, it's like if she gets kidnapped and it's her own way of escaping the reality of being Ganondorf's prisoner, like that makes way more sense if it's all in her head and all dreaming, or she's just schizophrenic. Either one, rather than Link being dead, it'd make more sense that Link never existed at all. It was just a figment of her imagination.
could be. And just to give you a reminder of what comes behind that story of Link is dead. So background on it is that you beat the first game, which is Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, you have this little fairy called Navi. Navi, at the end of the game, flies away and never to be seen again. Link himself tries going to find Navi because this is his partner that he's built already this relationship with, that he doesn't want to lose Navi. So he goes off to the woods trying to find her. Goes into the Lost Woods and runs into a Skull Kid. The Skull Kid happened to his knock him off of his horse called Epona. But what happened is that he falls into a deep hole, and they're saying that he died in the Lost Woods because what happens in Lost Woods, if you don't take the right pathways, you get lost in there forever. So they're saying that he went down the wrong pathway and he ended up falling down a hole and dying. So he's in purgatory. That is the story supposedly that people are saying as a lore behind Majora's Mask. And Majora's Mask
Okay,
is kind of like a death mask, is what one conspiracy or theory is behind this game.
okay, but there's so many games and movies that are like, oh, this place where no one has ever returned. And it's like, okay, well, we're obviously the main character and we're going to go through this area and then we're going to come back because, it's plot armor. And essentially, you're going off of theories from people who've played the game, not theories of like the actual creators of it. In my opinion, when it comes to people online can believe whatever they want. However, most people are just dumb. I include myself in that statement. I think I'm a dumb person sometimes Don't go here. Well, sir, that's the first thing I'm doing. Yeah, no kidding, Mike. It's like, you tell me not to do something? My autism says otherwise.
And
But yes, I can understand what you're talking about because I don't know the whole lore of Majora's Mask. I'm essentially speaking out of my ass at this point, and I can only use information that I know of from other games. So someone's probably gonna be mad at me saying this shit, but I'm currently looking up Majora's Mask right now while we're talking about it, just so I have some frame of reference.
And that's what happens. People build their own story behind it, and sometimes the creators are really vague on what they say during their interviews, and they feed into that lore that people believe in more and more. And this happens between a lot of different games. It's not just one game, but sometimes the creators don't want to talk about it, and they're like, you know what, you build your own story. So they're really vague on what they talk about purposely, so people can feed more information into it, till eventually they have their own story and they're hooked more on the game. Not sure they do this purposely so they could get more people playing the game, so they can create their own story about it, because that would make a lot of sense. The more people you get playing these games and making these ideas and having their friend try it out and having their ideas, their friend try it out, having more ideas, you're getting more people, one, playing the game, giving money to the developers so they can actually buy this game, and they're going to make more off it, more people talking about it. So it could just be a win-win for them, getting that community talking about it and them getting more money in their pocket. Hey, that might be the trick behind it.
Maybe, but it's funny. So looking up Majora's Mask, the description is like, oh yeah, it was a ritual mask that essentially harnessed the evil powers of these rituals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it gives the person power who wears it. So realistically, Majora's Mask is just the mask from Mask by Jim Carrey, or with Jim Carrey. It's like, cool, it's just an object. And I don't think it said anything about being a death. It was a mask meant for, or that held evil power. So realistically, I don't really see the connection. I would have to go more in depth on the information, but I don't really see how it pertains to Link being actually dead. And granted, the Skull Kid, obviously that person's undead, right? I didn't look up the Skull Kid, but
Skull Kids are lost children that they become a Skull Kid upon staying in the Lost Woods long enough.
Oh, they're just a Lost Boy from Peter Pan.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Peter Pan, we have the mask. Okay, cool. Yet again, nothing really points to that Zelda's dead. Or not Zelda, Link.
Yeah, because in their mind is that he supposedly died when he found this hole, and he went to purgatory because he's seeing these same characters from the first game in completely different lives that they're living. That's why he's seeing the same characters left and right. Just everything is exactly the same, but in a different city. You see the same character you saw at the shop at, let's say, a motel or something. You see the bartender from the first game in a different bar. You're seeing the same exact characters. So in his head, those are the last ideas he had. That's why he's portraying this like weird city that he's stuck in a revolving loop, because it's a 3-day game. So day 1, 2, final day, and then you have to reset every time to get further in the game. If not, you're going to die because the moon's going to come down and collapse on you. That's one reasoning why they're saying that it might be a purgatory for him.
Well, okay, but here's the thing though. A purgatory, okay. So here's the thing. I don't know if there is like established religions in The Legend of Zelda, right?
There isn't.
But like, okay, so in a sense of purgatory is like a place in between. It wouldn't necessarily, depending on what lore you're going off of, whether you're going off of like the actual like real Christian religion of what purgatory is, or if you're going off of a sci-fi version of religion or a fantasy version of religion, it doesn't really matter, because a purgatory is more or less of you reliving certain events of your life in order for some sort of reflection, right? If this is a totally different scenario and it's more of a alternate dimension kind of thing instead of a purgatory kind of thing, that makes more sense to me because it's like if you so you're talking you said that he follows a fairy into the woods. First off, that's already a fairy trap. You're literally falling victim to a fey trap if you're going off of any sort of um common lore, right? Because
Mhm.
the fairies in the woods, if you're going off of like the will o' the wisp lore, where it's like these balls of light lead wanderers into swamps and drown them. Okay, obviously maybe this fairy was like, hey, let me gain the trust of Link, and then I'll take him into these woods, and then they'll never see him again, and he falls into a different dimension. Normally it's like the Fey realms. It seems more of interdimensional travel than it does a purgatory, even though technically you could convey that a purgatory is an alternate dimension just without the dying in that sense. But essentially then you're just being isekai'd. So if Link got hit by Truck Coon, then I'd kind of understand that. But I don't know. Again, I have not played that game in 20 years. And I would have to play it again to get the story, to get the understanding. All I can do is just go off of what I know and look up the rest. That's it. So if anyone has any issues about my opinions on this, I don't care because I know I don't have all the facts, okay? Like, come at me, but there's no point because I'm just gonna go, cool, I didn't know that. And I have no problem saying I don't know these things.
And guys, none of that stuff that we're talking about right now, we didn't practice, we didn't script it, so I'm just throwing these curveballs at Skip, which he can throw curveballs at me too, and it's just back and forth. That's what it is. We didn't practice anything. We're just throwing stuff out there and see how it goes. That's why it's the debut episode of the Nutty podcast, which that's
Yeah,
why when he was saying about Link supposedly might be Doomslayer, we might even think he might be Master Chief according to Cass from Day
oh
Night
god,
Duo.
please don't. Please. It literally hurts my soul when Cass makes these connections and then just runs over like, no, no, that's not right. Please stop. Please. And mind you, she's not like she didn't grow up a gamer like I did, or like I don't know if you grew up as a gamer, Peanut, but I
Oh
know
yes.
you have a lot more knowledge on video games than Cass does. And it's like when you say that the Doomslayer and Master Chief are the same person, it hurts my soul on a nerdy level, okay? Like, yes, they both kill what they deem to be evil. However, there's a difference between basically fighting demons. No, Mike, stop it. Fighting demons and essentially just space racism, right? Because then she made a comment about the I think she made a comment about the 40K universe, right? Because we played Space Marine 2. I was like, yes, space racism and fighting demons are two totally different things. I grew up on Doom when it was new, so I get it. Yeah, Mike, you got it. Mind you, this podcast is being recorded live on Twitch, so we do have the Twitch chat people also commenting. So if you're watching this on YouTube, uh, check the podcast out on Twitch. But anyways, it's just funny because like I had to explain to Cass the joke or the more or less the meme about the space racism, as far as like you have the 40K universe where it's the Imperium of Man. You have the Halo series where it's not so much space racism because it's the Covenant coming to wipe out the humans. So it's more or less reverse space racism, but it's still there. But it's just more or less of, yes, most sci-fi adventures all start with some sort of space racism, right? So that was explaining to her what that was and how that is very different from the Doomslayer. And granted, I believe the original games took place on Mars as well. It was like hell portals that open on Mars.
Yes, they did.
So like, yes, there is the space aspect of the game, but it's not about what comes from space, it's about what's coming from hell. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on at once. But it's very different from Master Chief, who was who was a child that was bioengineered into a weapon, rather than someone who hated demons so much that they basically brainwashed all his other emotions out of him and just kept the hate, and he is just a pure form of hate with a chainsaw, which is badass as fuck, compared to 40K, where it's literally bioengineered super soldiers that stemmed generations and generations, because that's a whole nother thing, where it was like children taken against their will, and like only like 10% of the children survive the operations, and then they're essentially brainwashed into worshiping the god emperor of humanity, and yada yada. It's a whole thing, right? So when you start mixing all these things of, yeah, if the Space Marines are the same as Master Chief, which is the same as Doomslayer, which is the same as Captain Spock, it's like, no, stop it. None of that is accurate.
Yeah, we have a unique friend. We love her to death. So much stuff that she does say that we question a lot. We do tease her sometimes, but very great person. Very great. Cass, if you're still here, love you.
If you hold on, wait, Mike, I just need to point out this comment. Maybe if you have to explain demons are not aliens, maybe it's not for them. Well, here's the thing. I know Cass. Cass is a very smart person. She has her business degree and everything, so obviously she is an intelligent person. But when she's coming into our world, like, I don't have a degree, right? I graduated college, I took some college classes, or I graduated high school, I took some college classes, but I never finished, right? I went right into the working world. And I have my own place, I have a job, I have a car, I have the basic necessities of success, right? And then I started branching off into doing Twitch just to build a community. Cass is great. I'm just a dick with a forestry major that cooks instead. The fuck I know. Hey, you know what? You also have your wrestling commentary. I'm very good at that. No, I get what you're saying. But yeah, it's like she's coming into a world of fantasy and make believe, which is not her forte, which is very funny, where it's a very, I want to say, logistical individual, because she was working in advertising and marketing. So it's very, not everyone can do that job. Not everyone knows how to read, demographic input and things like that. So when she's going from business to fun, silly, make believe time, and she doesn't know what's going on, and she's getting bullied by the nerds, it's not on her. It's she's coming into our world, right? Because if you want to talk, a 40K universe, I know a bit of that. I'm not the foremost expert on it, but like I know like my hero stuff, like all the fun make believe stuff, D&D, video games, anything of that nature, right? If you told me I have to market to middle-aged people on TikTok, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm sure she could bully the shit out of me doing that. It's just funny because our group consists of people of all different backgrounds, where it's like, cool, I'm the suburban white kid that grew up playing video games, right? I I had the ability to come in, play these games, do all these things, and I did play sports, but I was more interested in video games nevertheless. And then like Mel and Cass, Mel's a musician and gamer. Cass was a business a businesswoman who basically got thrown into gaming. So all of our different experience and all of our different levels of gaming are all completely different, but it's very interesting to come together as we like to call the after hours crew, and all our differences and all our skills to come together and play games. And it's funny because when I first met everybody, it was during Lethal Company, right? And it would be, Cass would want to stick together, and it would be like Mel trying to figure out what was going on, and then we had our friend Devilmancer who would usually stay in the ship and watch the maps and try to guide us. And then Peanut, I think you were there for a couple times too until you really got into the group, right?
Yeah, I did
think
join a couple times, and then eventually, yeah, that's when you guys started inviting me a lot more.
mhm. Yeah, so it was coming in, we had all the I would literally run into the darkness of the game going, "Fight me, demons!" I would just run without a flashlight into the pitch black, and then Cass would start freaking out. And then uh, we all need Devil to steer most ships. That's true, but also Devil is a big scaredy cat who doesn't like to go into the actual places unless there's a bunch of people. So if she's the only one, she's not happy about it. She'll do it, but she's not happy.
Yeah, and that's what's good about
Yeah,
our
we all have
community.
our own.
We're all different. Like you heard a little bit on their background. My background, yes, I've been gaming since I was a little kid. I've been playing Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, Sega Genesis, Dreamcast was my main thing when I was growing up because that was mine. Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Some were played on ROMs when I was little because I didn't have a Game Boy Color. I eventually had the SP. Like I played all these different games. I kept growing up into Xbox. I never had a PlayStation until I had the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and then when I got adult money, PlayStation 3, 360, Xbox One, Series X, PC now, PS3, 4, 5. I got all those, the Switch. I got full of games, and that's when I got adult money, and I kept playing. It's a passion of mine. I can't stop gaming. I can have certain games that I buy I haven't even touched. I will eventually touch, but I have this passion that I gotta have these games, and these things just they build a community. From what you see here on Twitch, it started as I forgot what was the original channel, but it it became a gaming channel. Eventually, it got into weird stuff that people are into now. But Twitch is a community where you can do anything now. Dr. Bones, welcome to the chat. Welcome. Twitch became a community where you can do anything. The weird thing that I always think, I don't know why it's on here. This should probably be on a completely different site, like the hot tub streams and all that stuff. That should be
I was
on
about to say it's the hot
that
tubs.
that should be like on OF. That shouldn't be on Twitch. At least not in my opinion. But
Yeah, the best is our buddy Will, who's a PNG tuber, and he has a little PNG hot tub that he puts his PNG tuber in, but his PNG tuber is fully clothed. So it's funny because he did that to be like, yes, technically I can be in the hot tub streamer category. I think that's hilarious.
But you see, like stuff like that, because you're building communities. There's a lot of gamers out there that they get into communities. They become really successful at what they're doing. There's a lot of people that get up there and then ruin it for themselves. There's a lot of people that got really big and then they end up doing weird stuff and they get canceled. But if you get up there and you're successful, you can build a career out of it. It's not something that I'm saying I want to become a gamer as my career. No, I do this on the side. I do it for fun. I used to play games all the time with my friends, and then I was like, you know what? I have one guy that you recently met, Skip, Trader. Trader, he was starting to stream. I was like, you know what? If Trader can do it, I went to high school with them. If he can do it, you know what? I can do it too. So I started feeding off his community. I started doing the do not do on Twitch, where you go on someone's channel like, hey, follow me, just fucking around. So I would do that in his chat, just messing around. And then eventually, yes, I did build
Yeah.
my community. I built around this streamer that he's also a wrestler called BMD. He goes by BMD Bud. Um, he has a great community. I fed off of them. I started playing games with them. Whenever there's a chance that there was anything going on, I would join them and I'd feed off him. I see what he's doing, the personality he has, and I started being a little bit more outgoing. I was a little bit outgoing before, but I started getting more open to it before, like as I'm growing, because I came from when I started in the workforce, I started security. So with security, you get a security face where you got that stank face where you're like, fuck this. This is my angry face the whole time. So you keep that straight face the whole time. And I almost went to law enforcement too. I almost became either PD or I almost became a sheriff. I did not want to come CHP, but that's my whole thing. Thank for the hydrate, Aggie. And that's where my background was going. And eventually, I got back into the automotive field, which is my passion. Currently, I am a manager for a parts department that I'm starting tomorrow, and that's going to be also again in the automotive field. So I'm continuing on that. My background on gaming is still continuing, where I still jump in, hanging out, playing games, hang out with Skip, hang out with Day Night Duo, BMD Bud whenever he invites me, some other wrestlers I've met because I enjoy wrestling. So just meeting these people, hanging out with them, it's always a great time. So just meeting the right people, hanging out, gaming, whatever it might be, as long as you got the right people with you, it's gonna be fun. And it's not just gaming and just that's it. This is all you do for gaming with your friends. No, I was like, you know what? I'm gaming. Let me turn on the cam at the same time. Let me try something a little bit different. I want to be a little bit unique compared to my entire IRL friend group. And then I started meeting different people. And this time I met Skip. I met him through the day night community, which day night community I met through Two Dog, which one day I was trying out a game and I was like, you know what, let me try this out. I saw Two Dog playing that same game I had just finished. So I'm like, you know what? Let me jump in there. I gave Two Dog a couple hints. Hey, this is how you do this. And I started continuing on his group. Rated out, which is one thing you can do in Twitch if you don't already know what happens in Twitch when you're ending your stream. You can either end it or raid someone out. He rated out to Day Night Duo. I saw him playing a game, started hanging out on their stream, and just continued from there and just kept growing. And this is where we're at now.
I heard a redeem or a follow. Not sure which one.
I
For
didn't
a
hear
second,
it.
I thought it was Jesus. Oh no, I
Uh,
heard something.
I don't know. The only thing I heard was the hydrate. Yeah,
Oh,
but Skip, you want to give some background on where you came from?
uh, yeah, no, pretty much is the same thing. It's I met. It was I would hop into Not Your Parents when they were still around. Now this resident Aldo. Uh, so we would play games like we played this game called Fear Therapy, which was this funny like fetch quest game where you got to find certain things, put them in certain places, all while you and a group of people are being chased by this ghost, right? And so like we did that, and then I think we did Lethal. No, I think they raided into Day Night Duo, and they were playing Lethal, and they were like, "Hey, if anyone wants to play," I'm like, "Cool, I'll hop in." So that's how I met them. And then also funny enough is through Not Your Parents, and I think Day Night as well, is I met Two Dog, and then me and Peanut were all hanging around in the same communities and stuff, and that's how he came into Day Night, and then we were all hanging out because I would see him in the same streams. And it was just funny because like then it was I'd be playing games like all the time uh in Day Night Duos community nights, which is normally always every Friday. And eventually it was just like, cool, this is just my new Friday. Sweet, work's done. Let's get some drinks. Let's all go play on the computer and hang out. And for the longest time, it was mostly just uh, Peanut, Day Night Duo, and myself playing all different games. And then slowly we got more people in where it was like Eggy came in and Devil, and it just grew from there. So we have our after hours crew, and eventually it was just like they were just like, oh yeah, you should start streaming, because I was doing YouTube for a bit, and I at the time it had been like 3 or 4 years doing YouTube. Not much came of it. Literally, I started streaming, and within like the first 3 days of streaming, I became affiliate and like immediately like started making money and stuff. I'm like, this is way better than YouTube, because I didn't really build so much of a community on YouTube. But ever since I started doing Twitch, it was meeting new people, actually having conversations, playing games with them, and slowly growing. So like pretty much like 80% of the people in my community are the people that are also in Day Knight's community, that are also in like Peanuts community, Two Dogs community, uh, some of them from NYP when it was still here. And it's like, cool, if you come into my stream, you're of course going to probably run into Peanut, you're going to run into Day Night, you're going to run into our friend Eggy, Devil, retired firefighter, like all Walter. That's those are my usuals. Those are the people that I know. Like, oh yeah, I'll see them at some point this week, or I'll talk to some of these people through Discord. And so my actually my 1 year affiliate anniversary should be coming up this month. So it's been a very interesting ride coming into Twitch. And like at, at first it was like, cool, I'm making money, this is turning out really good, but then it turned into, holy shit, I actually have people uh coming in and hanging out and actually wanting to just spend time here. And it became so much more than just like a business or just playing games. Um do you
Dr.
guys
Bones, we
react
might be
to it?
doing that pretty soon. Since it's just a debut, we're trying to get the feel, making sure everything's fine. Any errors going on, we take care of it. But that will be a concept we're doing soon. And on top of that, we're also gonna be doing "Am I the asshole?" like from Reddit. So we're gonna be mixing a lot of different things, but we will do a reaction to clips that will be coming soon.
You know what's funny? I actually do have a couple folders of Try Not to Laugh, and there were just videos that I would put in like through Instagram to the side and stuff, because I was going to do it for my channel. I just haven't done it yet, so we could do that as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it's just cool being a gamer and then building a community, because it's weird because when you come into Twitch, it's it really changes your perspective on gaming. It's like, cool, I have people that want to play games or want to see these games, where it's like, oh, they might not be able to afford the game, but they can kind of live vicariously through you and ask questions and be like, hey, what about this? What about this of the game? And yada yada yada. And I was like, cool. Never thought about that. Why don't I test that? Like, oh, is there fall damage? Cool. I don't know. Let me jump off this clip. We'll see. And that's just it. It's you're playing the game, but everyone else is playing the game with you that's there. So it's been a very interesting experience to be a Twitch streamer. And I mean that's where I'm coming from. It was I grew up my brothers played video games with me every once in a while, but I didn't really have anyone outside of my brothers to play games with. So now I have plenty of people to play games with, and it's just been an awesome experience.
And that's what it's about. This whole podcast, I'm saying, it came along trying to do different things. I'm trying to build with Nutty Collabs, which is gonna be a collaboration with anybody who wants to grow, anybody who's even small, big, doesn't matter. Like, you could barely be starting out. Nutty Collabs is all about helping people grow, which that I got that help when I was starting off. I helped out Skip when he was coming along. Day Night helped all of us out with anything that we needed. Um, Day Night's fantastic. If you have any kind of issues with your stream, if you get into their Discord, they have a channel for that to where they can guide you through it, help you out, see what your setup is, and trying to help you through it. It's all community about building, which we all have different Discords, but we all still stay within our Discords and just talk to each other. Hey, this is going on. We want to try this out. We have a new thing where we're going to be beta testing whenever we get different games or we have keys. We're going to be beta testing as long as it's not a closed beta. we're gonna be trying this out. So are the Reddit scary? We can do Reddit scary stories as well. We can put on the creepy voice for Skip, or I could do a voice mod or something, and we can read these
You
out.
just want the mommy voice, don't you?
We can do a mommy voice doing a scary story,
You want the
whatever it
mommy
might be.
voice to read scary stories.
Yeah, whatever it might be. This is a growing podcast, which this is just the first episode. Any suggestions getting thrown out there, we take it in, we see if it makes sense, and let's do it. The only thing I want to stay away from is politics, because that will get very toxic. Because I don't want any toxicity in the chat. I don't want any toxicity between the group. It
And
gets too
religion.
weird. Yes, and religion too.
Unless it's like video game, politics. Like if we're shitting on EA, that's fine because no one likes what EA does, or like, oh, the 40K religion. Like that stuff is fine because it is fantasy, it's created, it's not meant to be taken seriously. But yes, no, we don't want the toxic stuff as far as politics or religion in the real world to end up here.
Like we can talk about EA, like what they did recently. They closed the whole studio. They backed off on a game. Uh, we love toxicity, and we'll get you on here, Sandy. But yeah, what EA did, they pulled back on the Black Panther game, which was looking really good. I don't know why they pulled back from it, and also they closed that entire studio, which is kind of weird. We can bring that up on a different one, unless you want to talk about it now. But what different things?
I mean, we're here.
Yeah,
This is actually the first I'm hearing of it.
yeah. EA was producing the game for Marvel, which is Black Panther. They just recently they ended that game. They're not gonna bring it out anymore, and they closed the entire studio that was producing that game. That'd be a self promotion, but if you want to review one of my clips live, just to test out, spoiler alert, I get shot with the blood gang.
We could do video review submissions through the Discord. Like, of course, we'd watch it before we actually review it or put it on screen. But that wouldn't be a bad idea. We could do that.
Yeah, if
We'll
Dr. Bones, if you join the Discord, I'm gonna make a channel where you guys can put in submissions of what you think you want on there, or if you want to put a video, so you can put us a submission. We can always double check it, make sure it's okay for Twitch and TikTok, YouTube, for all that stuff, so we're not breaking any violations. And if it makes sense, yeah, we'll throw it on here.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it off stream, but let's get back to the Black Panther game. Like, here's the thing: when the movie came out, I didn't see it in theaters, right? I saw it when it came out on, I think it was Netflix. It was one of the streaming services, right? I mean, I didn't really care too much for the movie. I didn't think it was bad by any means. Um, like the scene, the car chase scene where they're going through Seoul.
Yeah, when
I
you
thought
start
that
on the
scene was
top, yeah.
badass. Yeah, dude, I love that scene. I thought that was great. I thought the Killmonger villain was good. I enjoyed the the concept he stood for, because it wasn't like, oh, I'm just evil for the sake of being evil. It wasn't like your bullshit normal like generic reasoning for being the bad guy. And I assume the game would have been decent, even with the mixed reviews of the movie itself, where it would be like, cool, this is a new storyline. Oh no, I forgot. Yeah, Cass did call him Kilimanjaro. That is right, Eggy. Poor Cass. I feel like half this podcast has just been making fun of
Just
Cass.
someone
We
else
love Cass,
review.
by the way.
Yeah. Like I'm saying,
True.
Sauce. I've known, and speaking about Sauce, I've known him for a while. I joined his community, a lot of cool different people. That's getting, yeah, a lot of cool people that I met through his community, and it's building that community. But Sauce, let me know. Anything you guys think that we should have on here? I love hearing about it. Like I
Yeah.
want to know what we can do so we can get good topics so we can talk about, and it's a lot of back and forth. So we're just bouncing ideas off of each other, bouncing whatever might be off of each other. And these are live things. We didn't script anything. We didn't go over it. The only thing we went over is trying to fix the cam, and we thought we fixed the audio, which now we did. But that's the only thing we did.
But yeah, as far as the Black Panther game, because video games have come a long way in like the combat animation sense, because like if you take like the Batman Arkham Asylum games, that was like the first game where the combat was like, ooh, my neurons are firing, I love this, where it was like the cool blocking, the cool animations, things like that.
Those are
So I
nice.
think that the Black Panther, like the fighting, probably would have been badass, because I mean it's pretty good in the Marvel Rivals game, right? But if you just have a game solely for Black Panther, I feel like more would have went into it instead of just the, you know, the simple animations. I say simple as in like it's a hero shooter, they need it to be fast and quick pace so you're engaged. But like as far as like the tech stuff and the fighting, a lot of it, realistically, Black Panther is very similar to Batman. And I mean that as far as like he has his own weapon tech that is personally designed for him. He has the protective suit. He has the training and combat ability. I guess technically you could say that he has the money because he is I believe he's the king of Wakanda.
Yes.
Because doesn't his father get killed in Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Yeah, so
His
he
father gets killed,
technically
and then
has the
he
money.
takes over the mantle.
Yeah. And like he fights for his city just like Batman. Now I'm not saying they're the same people by any means, but as far as superhero concept, very similar, very respectable, selfless heroes. So to have a game, now I don't know what the story would be. That's all up to the producers, right? And maybe the story wasn't up to par, and they kind of just put it on the back burner. But to shut down like a whole studio that was making it, that just doesn't sound right. Because obviously, if you have a whole studio of people making these games,
I'm glad to hear that, Ed.
appreciate it, Ed. If you have a whole studio of people making a game, obviously there was enough people to believe in the project itself to allocate assets to make this thing. And would I have played it? I don't know. I would have had to have seen a trailer. Like, I didn't think I was going to play Expedition 33, but holy shit, that game, fantastic. Like, I love that game. You guys should challenge each other to eat something gross. So, funny thing about that, I have a video on my YouTube channel of me eating a tarantula. So, I think I would win that one. You know, would you be willing to eat a tarantula?
I'm good.
Yeah. So, there we go. I win. That's some WWE style shit. Sorry, this project isn't up to par. Off to the unemployment line. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. But like, here's the thing: EA makes very bad choices. They put business well before. I have eaten the silkworms, Eggy, but it was nowhere near as bad as the tarantula. The silkworms tasted like sunflower soup, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Oh. But yeah, EA, they do some dumb shit, man. Because, like, I'll just take, was it Madden, like the new Madden game that came out this past year? The menus are dog shit. I mean, the game plays like any other Madden game, but like all the stuff around the game itself, like user interface, the actual menu, like it's dog shit. But yeah, well, it's just Madden. It's like cool. The computers
let's talk
run.
about Madden. So Madden before never used to be this bad or glitchy. Before, when let's say a decade ago, it wasn't this bad to where your player would start like just having a word seizure into the touchdown and score a touchdown untouched. There was never this bad glitches. Yes, there was always glitches because we're human. We're always gonna make errors on games, but they've been getting worse and worse. Let's say 2K. 2K has been having some terrible glitches. Let's say with Chef Mike. I know Chef Mike has seen these. Because when you're dealing with WWE games, they cannot get for the life of them a game that's completely set, no errors, nothing wrong with the mask that someone's wearing. The hair that they're wearing goes through the body, the mask goes through the body. Like you get the weirdest shit. They
Yeah,
can't
the
get
weird
this.
clipping.
Like they can't do this anymore. It's crazy. They've had so many years of experience and so many things that they've gone through from the games how they started back in the 80s to where they're at now. Like you had so much damn time. You started with Snake, Tetris, and you made your way into Mario, into N64 games where you're dealing with Ocarina of Time, Xbox,
Mhm.
PlayStation. You've had so much iterations, but yet you can't get the most simplest thing that's so easy and common nowadays to actually work. All you have to
Yeah.
do is make the movement go together instead of making the body go forward and the mask go back or the hair. Stick stick to it. It's crazy.
Here's my opinion as far as it comes to the WWE games. The peak for WWE games was when they were on the GameCube, and you cannot change my mind.
Oh, you're talking about
I
Legacy.
No, it was WWE. I think it was called Day of Reckoning was
Oh,
one of them,
that's what
and
it
then
was.
there
Day
was
of Reckoning.
another one.
It had Randy Orton on the cover. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Day of Reckoning was a very very great game. They had a part two, which I didn't get into, but the first one's the one I played. That one was really good.
Yeah.
There's one that people still play to this day is on the N64. They still make mods. My brother still makes mods for that one, which is No Mercy. No Mercy. So many people are so addicted to that one that they're still modding to this day just to play No Mercy. 2K22 was good. Now it's downhill again since. There's been so many things that there was a year where they skipped on a WWE game from 2K and they came out with I think it was 2K Battlegrounds. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but it was I think it was 2K Battlegrounds because the
Mhm.
actual 2K they were doing for the realism was so terrible that they took a year off trying to get it better. They got it slightly better, but you still have those hiccups that were pretty bad where they can't get a game good for the life of them. And EA keeps doing this where they had a good concept on Black Panther. The gameplay looked real good from what they were bringing on the trailer, but then you cancel it and cut everybody's job at that studio and say we're closing. It's crazy.
See, I here's the thing. I feel like if it would have came to Black Panther, they were going the route of having it somewhat. I don't want to say like bright and colorful, but like where it doesn't feel like an action game. It feels like, oh, the superhero game that all the kids want to play, right? I haven't seen any of the clips for it, but like I feel like a Black Panther game to really sell it would do better if they made it somewhat grittier, kind of like the newer Batman with the dude from Twilight, where it was like I really didn't care for that movie too much, but like
I didn't
I
see it.
understood the grittiness of it. It's
I heard it
fine.
was okay. I didn't see it. I I haven't seen any of the real Batmans after that trilogy.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
So Ben Affleck was fine as Batman in the Justice League movie. I mean, he was a better Bruce Wayne than he was Batman. But like the guy from Twilight that was Batman, it made it feel like an emo teen movie from the 90s or like early 2000s. That's what it made Batman feel like. And mind you, I didn't mind the game. The game, or not the game, the movie. The movie was fine, but I was just like, meh.
His
Bones,
YouTube
I
is Skip
messaged you.
Starhopper.
It's yeah, it's just Skip Starhopper on YouTube.
The same way his username is right there. Skip Starhopper is the same one. But yeah,
Yeah, he's the emo teen. Yeah, that grew up. He's the emo teen star. Because he was Edward Cullen first.
I don't know. I was never into those movies where girls like swooned over this guy. Like it's
See, here's the
crazy.
thing. I never watched them. I've only seen recently it's the Australian guy that makes fun of him, and I love his videos. Because it's like if Twilight was Australian, he's like, say it, Bella. Say what I am. He's like, it's the skin of a killer, Bella. I'm just like, this is fantastic. Or he points out all the weird shit that happens in the movies. Where like Edward, for some reason, whenever he sits, he always has to put his fingers on the table like this, and it's just like, sit down. It's so weird. There's like a whole scene in the background where people are supposed to be like doing like hacky sack. There's no hacky sack. They're literally just kicking the air.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that people leave out, don't realize what's going on during editing. Which that's one
Hmm.
thing we can bring up too. If we ever see editing issues, we can even bring that up. Like I know people always talk about certain episodes. Let's say I never watched it, but Star Trek. I heard there's a lot of things where people would they leave their cup on scene and it comes out on the final cut. There's different things that happen on certain movies, certain shows where you can see background actors that you weren't supposed to see. Like there's a lot of it out there, and it's crazy. All those
Sorry, I
videos
just
get
got
sent
called
to.
out real hard by Eggy. Anytime I come across one of those silly Twilight videos, I send it to Eggy. And she's
Yeah,
like, yeah, and all those videos get sent to me. Look, look, Eggy, you're like one of the only people that I can send that to because I find it funny. Besides you and my sister-in-law, I don't have anyone else I would find these funny. Or the funny dark romance memes that come up. Same thing. You and my sister-in-law are the only two that'll find those funny.
yeah, like some of the stuff I find funny, I can't really post on here. But
Yeah.
if you guys like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna add on the Discord where you guys can add submissions to where you want us to react to certain things, or like we'll have if it's something that you want us to react, please let us know so we can have someone check it for us so we can do at least a blind reaction for you guys, because we'll have someone, let's say day night duo or someone that we can trust, to look over the clip to make sure it's fine for all three locations where we're putting this Nutty podcast, between Twitch, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure that it meets guidelines, make sure that's nothing horrendous, something that will get us in trouble, no nudity, stuff like that. And if everything's fine, then yeah, we can do blind reactions. We can do a lot of different things. You just have to let us know. So this is an ever evolving podcast where it's not just one thing. There's a lot of back and forth. So if we get things that are fine, make us react to K-pop. But
I mean,
there's a lot of
I have
different
no
stuff.
problem with K-pop.
I'm cool with K-pop, but if it's like something like a dance video or something that he wants to watch, then yeah, we'll watch how it is. I forgot who I was watching the other day where they were watching videos. Oh, I think it was BMD Bud, the guy who helped me out a lot. He was watching videos of like Germany, like dance battles or something. It was weird where they're singing and they get given a concept and they sing on that concept. It was pretty interesting. I need to ask him about it. That was the first time I ever seen that, and just watching this whole performance, he was judging 1 through 10, where he'd rate them, and he put them on a scale. Like this is where I'm gonna leave them, different stuff like that. So just
We're doing tier list.
yeah, we can do tier lists, we do reactions, uh, we can do
We could
our
we could go
like
back to doing my romance novel tier list.
yeah, we could do that. Like if Skip has something he wants to throw in here, let's do it. Like I don't mind. This podcast is ever growing, and there's different segments. Not just gonna be the same thing every single time that we're on here. It's ever growing. So whatever it might be, let's do it.
Mike, what is a KFC movie react?
Oh, there's I can help you with that. So
Is it like you get a bucket of KFC and
no,
sit there and
no,
watch movies?
no. So
I'd be
there
down for that though.
no, there is three things on this KFC thing that Mike didn't know about. One of them, I told him about the third one. There is a movie with Mario Lopez that he is the Colonel. It's a short love movie, which I'm pretty sure you'd be into. It's it's like a love thing, like a love triangle, and he's trying to get the girl. It's Mario Lopez.
What?
There's also a game, a dating sim with the Colonel,
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Recipe
mhm,
for Love, I think it's called. Yeah, I
yes.
know that one.
So there's that one, the movie, and there is a console that they were gonna come up with. That it's a console
Oh,
that
yep.
plays games, but it warms your chicken as you're playing, so it keeps it nice and warm from the heat from the game.
Yeah, there was a similar one where it was like a pizza oven or something like that on top. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, I
one.
didn't know about the movie. I knew about the other two. I didn't know about the movie. That's so funny.
Yes, and it was an actual live movie, and it was made by a real studio, and it does star Mario Lopez as the Colonel.
It's so funny.
I never fully watched it. I've seen someone talk about it, which the one I saw talk about it was Matt Pat from Game Theory, which now he's retired. But he is
See,
the
I never
person.
watched that.
Yeah, I grew up with Game Theory and all his channels, Game Theory, Movie Theory, or I mean Film Theory, Style Theory, Food Theory, GT Live. He had so many channels, and he's actually
Oh,
the
that was
one.
all the same guy. Because I heard of some of those channels, but I didn't know it was the same guy.
Same guy.
That kind of makes sense of why he was so famous. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, so when
See,
he
you learn
retired, it
something
was
new
a
every day.
big blow to YouTube because of everything he did, and he did sell his Theory channel a couple years ago. He sold it to a new company, and then he basically groomed his new hosts. He hired on different people and he trained them. Him and his wife trained them so they can eventually take over and be the new host of every individual channel. So you have one host for fashion theory, film theory, food theory, game theory, and then GT Live. So each one has its own individual host.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's where I first heard about the movie one, the game one, and the food one. So he did a lot of different ones because the food one, he was trying to figure out the recipe like himself between all the herbs and spices that are secretive. And then he was talking about the console itself. Then he talked about the movie and his theory behind it. And supposedly, according to his thing, was the flavors that are hidden that nobody knows about. The secret ingredient is supposedly portrayed in every single concept, especially the movie where you see lemons. He's like, it's the zest or something like that. So we can actually react to it. I haven't truly seen it. It was more of a quick little spots that he was bringing up. But yeah, we can definitely react to different things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mario
Heard
Lopez looks
another
pretty interesting in
notification.
there. I think it's salt, but three times. But that's what I'm saying. It's an ever growing podcast, not just gonna be one concept. I've came up with kind of um can I say kind of a list of different stuff we can touch upon, which I had other friends help me too. I'm like, hey, what do you guys think would be a good thing to start with? And we brainstormed whatever we could, and it's not stuff that we're touching right now, but it's at least ideas to keep us brainstorming whatever it might be. And if you've noticed, I'm telling you, everything that me and Skip have talked about so far, it's just a lot of back and forth, and we're feeding off each other. It's nothing that we planned. It's just something that I just thought, hey, you know what? Let's jump in and see how it goes. If it goes great, cool. If not, we'll start thinking, hey, these are touch points we should go upon. But so far, it's been pretty good, especially everybody chiming in uh, with you guys, whatever you might be saying, whatever you're talking about, whatever you want to include. Just let us know, and we're just gonna keep growing from here. And separate from the Nutty podcast, we're still gonna have our gaming. We're still gonna be streaming our games. Skip still has his channel. Still gonna be Skip Starhopper on all his socials. He does game usually Wednesday to Friday, but he did say about changing his schedule a little bit, so that's on him. What days you want to do. Um, Me, I have a crazy thing. Sometimes I stream, sometimes I don't. It's random. I wish I had a schedule, especially starting my new job tomorrow. I don't know when exactly I'll be streaming, but it sounds like I'll still have the same time frame of when I'll be streaming. I need to make a better schedule. Anything, Skip? Anything you want to include?
Uh, nope. You can just find me on all my socials. Same username as everything. Skip Star Hopper. That's pretty much it.
Sounds good. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us on the first episode of the Nutty Podcast. We're gonna end it right here. I gotta be at work in not that long, but thing is, I need to figure out the drive because it's a lot more distance than I'm used to. But we're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna add those channels. Don't forget to hit the follow button. Hit the follow button for me if you guys want to continue on here. Hit the follow button for Skip Starhopper because we're growing his community as well, which we're always continuously growing. The main thing on this is continuous improvement.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Yep.
He fucked up.
Dr. Bones, much appreciate that follow. But yeah, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of gaming. We're going to keep doing the Nutty Podcast. We're going to keep coming up with different concepts. If you guys want to input into it, follow the Discord. I'm going to add a channel tonight. Anything you guys want to add in here, let us know. If it's fine, we'll approve it, and we'll go from there. But for now, guys, thank you for joining us. My name is Peanut. Got Skip to my left. But, guys, let us know how it's going. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Did see that a lot of you did stick around for most of it, and thank you for helping us out with the audio issues in the beginning. We're gonna keep growing from here, and the only thing, we're just gonna keep going up, guys. Only which direction we want to go.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Are we rating out?
Yeah, let's see who's on.
I got nobody, so it's all up to you on this one.
See who we got. See who we got. T-Pain. Nobody really that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna send you guys over to I'm gonna send you over to a unique channel. This one I found through Skip. This one's called Captain Jen. She is a very talented singer, does ventriloquism, and she does that all at the same time. Her and her sister, the sister doesn't do ventriloquism, but this person is so badass on what they do. I am shocked at all this. But please, guys, give Captain Jen a follow. Give Skip a follow. Hit a follow on me if you want to continue seeing the Nutty Podcast. But guys, this has been the debut episode. I do appreciate everybody being here. I'll see you guys on the next one. And please, guys,
Have a good night.
have a great one.
Bye.
It's the Nutty Podcast. Pull up a seat. Peanut and Skip Star Hopper bringing that heat. We're diving deep in the games we play. Conspiracies lurking every single day. Talking about life now, ain't that neat? Welcome to the Nutty, where minds intertwine.